In this session, we'll see how the per unit calculations are carried out. That is per unit calculations. In the previous session, we've seen that there are 4 base quantity in the power system, that is voltage, current, volt ampere and impedance. But however, only the 2 base quantity can be chosen and the remaining 2 can be calculated with the electrical relation among the voltage, current, volt ampere and impedance. So usually in the power system, that is the volt ampere and voltage is chosen as a base impedance. Their higher capacity values are, that is voltage is kilovolts and volt ampere capacity, either it is measured in kilovolt ampere or megavolt amperes. Means you are choosing kVA and kilovolts or MVA or kilovolts as the base quantities. Then the base current and the base impedance can be calculated from kVA and kilovolts or MVA and kilovolts. Then if the base power is in kilowatt, and in that case you don't have any base kilowatt you are choosing in the system, instead of that you are using the base kVA. Similarly, you are using base MVA. Then some of the electrical relations, before going into the depth of the per unit calculations, what is the basic relations in the electrical engineering which is relating volt ampere, current and the voltage, that we'll see first. Okay, simple calculations I show you, the same can be extended for the 3-phase circuit also. That is, first is the single phase circuit I am taking, that is Vp, that is per phase voltage Vp is equal to Ip into Zp, so many volts. Then from this relation you can calculate what is the current Ip. Ip is equal to Vp by Zp, and Zp can be calculated as, it is a Vp divided by Ip, that is so many ohms, it is ampere. Okay, this is a basic equation, the relation between voltage, current and the impedance. Then if the volt ampere is given, what do you mean by the volt ampere? Volt ampere is the apparent power. It is also, I will take per phase quantity. Volt ampere is nothing but it is a product of Vp into Ip. From this relation you can calculate Vp. Vp is equal to Va per phase divided by Ip, so many volts, and Ip can be calculated as Va per phase divided by Vp. There is so many amperes. It is a simple relation. That is, if you know the Va is nothing but it is a product of voltage and current. If you have a voltage, it is a product of current and impedance. Then once again we are taking a basic equation, Z is equal to, that is Z per phase is equal to Vp divided by Ip. Now what I am doing here is, in this equation, instead of Vp I am substituting this equation, that is this equation, that is it is VAP by Ip divided by this Ip as it is. Okay, I am expressing in terms of volt amperes. Therefore what I am getting is, it is VAP divided by Ip square. Similarly, you can try for what is the value of Zp is equal to Vp by Ip. Then here you can replace the Ip by this equation. Okay, this is a relation between the impedance, the whatever I am explaining is, it is a relation between voltage, current, volt ampere and the impedance. That is what you have to interrelate these 4 quantity in the electrical calculations. The same can be shown here with a detailed calculations that I will show you. Now the per phase calculation I am showing here, that is the VP, IP and ZP are the phase quantity of voltage, current and the impedance per phase. Similarly SP is what you are calling is, it is called as the apparent power. The apparent power is nothing but it is a product of voltage and the current, that is measured in volt ampere. Bigger units are kilovolt ampere and megavolt ampere. Similarly, the PP is what you are calling is, it is a per phase active power. Per phase active power, it can be measured in terms of the watts, and the bigger units are kilovolts or megawatts. And QP is the reactive power. It is measured in terms of volt ampere reactive, and a bigger unit is kVAR or MVAR. Now we'll see the calculation for the voltage. Just now I shown, that is V is equal to I into Z. It is a per phase calculation I am carrying out here. Therefore from this IP, if there are three variables, if the two variables are given and the third variable can be calculated here. If you know the value of VP and ZP, you can calculate IP. If you know the value of IP and ZP, you can calculate VP. Means in the three variable equation, if you know two, then the third one can be calculated. Similarly, from the same equation, ZP is equal to VP by IP. Then suppose if you know the value of SP is equal to VP into IP. Once again, it is a three variable equation. That is, one is the volt ampere, that is a volt ampere. The another one is voltage and the current. The volt ampere, the SP is nothing but it is a product of voltage and the current. It is, once again I am taking here per phase calculation. Then once again in this equation, suppose I am interested in IP, therefore it is SP by VP. Suppose I am interested in VP, then VP can be SP by IP. Okay. Then I will come back to the impedance problem formula. ZP is, it is a ratio of VP by IP. It is a VP by IP. Here in this equation, what I am doing is I am replacing VP by this equation, SP by IP, SP by IP. Then this IP is I am retaining as it is. Therefore the impedance, one more equation for the impedance is SP divided by IP square, that is volt ampere divided by current square is another equation for the impedance. Once again I am taking the same basic equation for the impedance. ZP is equal to VP by IP. In this case I am replacing the IP by SP by VP. It is SP by VP. I am replacing this IP. So that what I am getting is, it is a VP square by SP. Means for the impedance, the depending upon the parameters available, then the impedance can be calculated as VP by IP, or it can be calculated as SP by IP square, or it is also calculated as IP square by SP. These are the three equations what we are getting for the impedance calculations. I am extending the calculations for three-phase system. Just you have to look into. I am considering here star connection. Once again, the V is the line voltage. It is a line to line. It is measured in voltage or kilovolts. And IL is equal to IP because it is star connection. The line current is equal to phase current, that is measured in terms of amperes. ZP is, of course, it is per phase impedance in ohm. Here S is a three-phase power. It is for all the three-phase power. It is apparent power for all the three phases, that is volt ampere, kVA and MVA. The same specification is mentioned for your transformer and the generator, synchronous generators. Then P is the active power, that is also three-phase, that is measured in terms of watts or kilowatts. And Q is three-phase reactive power, that is VAR or kVAR. Once again, I am using the basic equation because even though the quantities are given three-phase, but the calculations are made per phase basis. Then this line value can be converted into its respective the phase values. Okay, we will see here. That is what I am calculating is IP. I am interested in IP, therefore it is a ratio of VP and ZP. But the given value is the line value, therefore the phase value VP is V by root 3 because it is a star connection. The phase voltage is equal to line voltage by root 3. ZP is as it is. Then ZP is the ratio of, it is a ZP is the ratio of V by I. Therefore V should be replaced by its phase value V by root 3 and it is IL because IL is equal to IP. This is one equation for the ZP. Then similarly, if we are looking to SP is equal to VP by IP, that is the per phase volt ampere. Now the other quantity, that is the quantity is given as in the line quantity that can be converted into per phase. The basic equation is this: IP is equal to SB by VP. The SP is not given, but S is given, therefore SP is equal to S by 3. We are dividing by 3. VP is equal to V by root 3 because we have to express in per phase quantity. Similarly, VP is equal to SB by IP, therefore SP once again it is S by 3 divided by IL. Then looking into the impedance equation, ZP is equal to VP and IP, then I am replacing the VP and IP by this equation. One is S by 3 V by root 3, another S by 3 by IL. Okay, what I am getting here is ZP is equal to S by 3 IL square. Now another equation for Z, what I am getting here is ZP is equal to this equation. You look into this. Okay, that is B square by S. Because if you look into this, root 3 on either side get cancelled and 3 is also get cancelled. That is, it is V by root 3 and it is root 3 will come in the numerator because it will, sorry, V by root 3 it is come in the denominator and 3 will go up here, then 3 by root 3 into root 3, that is 3 get cancelled. The equation for ZP what I am getting here is V square by Z, V square by S. This is a very, very important equation. Only if you are expressing ZP in terms of its phase value, ZP is equal to VP square by SP. Even though these quantities are a three-phase quantity, ZP what we are getting is, it is a V square by S. Means the calculations, if you are taking the line values for the impedance ZP, then 3 or root 3 multiplication or division get cancelled in the numerator and denominator. The equation for ZP is also what we are getting is V square by S. V square by S. This equation you have to remember. That is, this is you are using often. Okay. Then what are the steps involved in the per unit calculations? That we will see stage by stage here. That is, you have to choose base kilovolt and base kVA or MVA are selected in any one part of the system. The first step is choose the kilovolt as a base quantity or kVA or MVA, the two quantity, voltage and volt ampere. Voltage is usually taken in kilovolts and the volt ampere either it can be taken as kVA or MVA in any one part of the circuit. The next step is the base values for our three-phase systems are line to line kilovolts and three-phase MVA. The whatever the base quantity we are choosing in the block number 1, that is a voltage and volt ampere, there the voltage is line to line value and the volt ampere is pertaining to all the three phases. The base MVA or kVA will same in all parts of the system. The another important statement in per unit calculation is that the product of the voltage and the current in all parts of the power system remains the same irrespective of the number of transformers it is the power system it is dividing. Means the product of, if even though there is a transformer in between, if it is reducing the voltage, the correspondingly there is an increase in the current. Once again, the product of voltage and current remains same in all parts of the power system. Therefore, once if you are choosing the base MVA or kVA in any one part of the circuit, the same MVA or kVA will remain same for all parts of the circuit. For other parts of the system, that is on the other side of the transformer, the base kilovolts for each part is determined using the line to line voltage ratio of the transformer. Means, however, if you are choosing the base quantity in any one part of the circuit, but the base kilovolts will be changed in the other parts of the circuit. Just I am demonstrating here with a small example here. That is, suppose if you are there is a transformer here, there is a generator here. Okay, you are choosing here 100 MVA as a base quantity in this circuit. 100 MVA, just I will. Okay, this generator, I am using the base quantity here in this circuit. The base quantity is 100 MVA and 22 kilovolts. Okay, I have got a transformer here, 11 kV, sorry 22 kV, bar 220 kilovolts. You can call it is 150 MVA transformer. Okay, this is the rating of this transformer, that is transformer rating. Now these are the base quantity. This is the base quantity in the generator circuit. The base quantity in the transmission line side, that is this side, the base MVA remains same, that is 100 MVA, that is statement I made. Now your intention is to change the base value to this side. Therefore, this 22 kV can be transferred because of this in between transformer. Therefore, what you have to take is base in the transmission line side, base kilovolts in transmission line is, you can take the ratio, that is 22 divided by 22 multiplied by this base quantity 22, that is 220 divided by 22 into 22. Therefore, what you are getting here is, it is a 220 kilovolts. It is a 220 kilovolts is the base quantity in the transmission line side. This is how we are getting the base quantity in the other side of the transformer. Means what we are seeing here is the voltage is changing its base value from one side to another side because of the transformer. However, the reactance remains the MVA remains the same. The same thing is given in this particular point. That is, the voltage base kilovolt is changing because of the transformer. Then the impedance values in per unit are calculated using the formulas. That is, it is the actual value by base value, or it is a change of the base values formula they have to make use of, and you have to do the calculations. The calculation of the impedance, that is, you are already derived the equation. In base impedance can be calculated as VB square by SB. Using this, you have to find out ZB. We know the actual value. Actual value by this base value gives the per unit value. The base, that is, the calculation of the base current can be calculated as IB is equal to VB by Z. Same the calculations what we are using. The convert actual values to per unit. It is a very simple process. That is, you have to choose base kilovolts and kVA or MVA in one part of the circuit. The MVA kVA remains same for all part of the circuit, and the base voltage is changing from one part of the circuit to another part of the circuit because of in between there is a transformer. You have to multiply the transformer ratio and get the base values in the different parts of the circuit. Once we know the base voltage and base MVA, then base current and base impedance can be calculated. This is a procedure you have to adopt for the calculations of the